Have you ever noticed those rare individuals who remain perfectly calm while chaos swirls around them? Like an island of tranquility in a raging sea, what if I told you that this extraordinary power, this ability to transform life's hurricanes into gentle breezes, could be yours? Imagine possessing an inner strength so profound that nothing in this world could truly shake you, a secret weapon that ancient philosophers discovered centuries ago but that most people will never understand. Welcome to the fascinating world of Stoic women, silent warriors of serenity whose wisdom and resilience have been quietly shaping history for centuries. This isn't just another exploration of philosophy, it's a journey into the heart of true feminine power. I challenge you to stay with me until the end, absorb every word, and see if you don't emerge from this experience a little more stoic, a little more unshakable in your own life, and if you discover something truly valuable here, something game-changing, subscribe and join our journey of transformation. Are you ready to accept this challenge? Let's find out. In a world where each person carries a universe of peculiarities, stories, and dreams, there exists a remarkable group that stands apart through their extraordinary strength, emotional maturity, and an aura of mystery that naturally draws our curiosity. I'm speaking of Stoic women, remarkable figures who transcend conventional expectations and invite us to dive deep into an ocean of ancient wisdom that remains profoundly relevant today. These women serve as beacons in life's storms, remaining steadfast, controlled, and serene even when the fiercest waves threaten to overwhelm everyone around them. Picture yourself in the presence of a Stoic woman. Can you feel it? She possesses a certain quality, a presence that requires no words to be felt. There's something about her that subtly challenges societal norms, an independence that doesn't stem from isolation or rebellion, but rather from a profound connection with life's essence and the timeless principles of Stoicism. This isn't a performance, it's authenticity in its purest form. Stoicism, a philosophy as ancient as it is timely, teaching the transformative power of emotional mastery, the beauty of a life guided by reason rather than impulse, and the strength that comes from genuine self-sufficiency. But what exactly makes these women so utterly fascinating and worthy of our admiration? The answer is both elegantly simple and wonderfully complex. They have understood something that many of us are still struggling to grasp, the true art of living well. This isn't merely about avoiding suffering or frantically pursuing happiness at all costs. It's about navigating life's inevitable storms with an internal compass calibrated by wisdom, reason, and profound self-awareness. In a society that often celebrates excessive emotional display, impulsive reactions, and unhealthy dependence on external validation, Stoic women emerge as living examples of a different path, a path that challenges you to look inward, question your deepest beliefs, and build an unshakable inner fortress that no external circumstance can breach. They move through life with clear purpose and the clarity of thought that enables them to face even the most daunting challenges with remarkable composure. Their strength isn't loud or performative, it's a quiet power that radiates from within, influencing everything and everyone around them without demanding attention or praise. This exploration is an invitation, a doorway into understanding what it truly means to be a Stoic woman in today's complex world. Together, we'll unravel the secrets of these extraordinary individuals, examine how they apply Stoic teachings in their everyday lives, and perhaps discover inspiration to forge our own paths with greater wisdom, resilience, and independence. Are you prepared for this journey of discovery? Let's dive headfirst into this adventure of self-exploration, examining the legacy of Stoic women, their stories, their challenges, and their victories. With each step forward, you will begin to see that behind their apparent serenity lies a force powerful enough to move mountains, an indomitable spirit that doesn't merely survive life's adversities but thrives because of them. Characteristics of Stoic women. At the heart of Stoic philosophy, we discover a constellation of characteristics that, while appearing to be forged from steel and determination, actually weave together the essence of what it means to embody Stoic womanhood. These aren't simply admirable qualities to be observed from a distance. They are vital tools for navigating the tumultuous seas of everyday life with grace and purpose. Let's begin with self-confidence, not the fragile kind that requires constant external reinforcement, but something far more substantial. A Stoic woman possesses an inner compass that guides her through life's complexities, an unwavering certainty in her abilities and values that remains steady regardless of circumstance. She doesn't need the noise and validation of the world to know who she is or what she's worth. This self-confidence isn't born from arrogance or superiority but emerges naturally from deep self-knowledge and radical self-acceptance. When you know yourself completely, strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between, what is there left to fear? Direct communication stands as another precious gem in her arsenal of virtues. She speaks with remarkable clarity and purpose, never wasting words or hiding behind ambiguity. Her dialogues aren't mazes of half-truths or hidden intentions that leave others guessing. Instead, she says precisely what she means, honoring truth and sincerity above social comfort or manipulation. This transparency facilitates genuine and effective communication, cutting through the noise and confusion that often characterize modern interactions. Imagine how much time and emotional energy we might save if we all communicated with such refreshing directness. Adaptability reveals her ability to flow with life's inevitable changes, like water that perfectly molds to whatever container holds it. In times of turbulence and uncertainty, when others might break under pressure, she adjusts her course and finds new paths forward. This demonstrates that true strength doesn't lie in rigid resistance, but in the supple ability to adapt while maintaining one's core principles. Have you noticed how the most flexible trees are often those that survive the strongest storms? Natural leadership emerges organically from this powerful blend of self-confidence, direct communication, and adaptability. She doesn't lead through domination or authority but through quiet example, inspiring those around her to rise alongside her rather than fall beneath her. Her leadership isn't announced with fanfare, it's a beacon that naturally draws others toward greater versions of themselves. People follow her not because they must, but because something within them recognizes the wisdom in her path. Being enigmatic is perhaps one of her most fascinating qualities. There's something about her that transcends easy comprehension. A certain mystery that isn't contrived or performative. This isn't a game or riddle designed to confuse, but rather an invitation to look deeper, to understand that not everything valuable needs to be immediately obvious or fully revealed. Like a profound book that reveals new insights with each reading, she contains depths that reward those patient enough to truly know her. Her aversion to gossip stands as a testament to her integrity and focus. She chooses words that build rather than destroy, that elevate rather than diminish. By refusing to engage in conversations that degrade others, she strengthens not only her own character but also the social fabric of the community around her. In a world where tearing others down has become almost recreational, her stance represents a quiet revolution, a return to communication that honors human dignity. Her non-judgmental approach opens doors and hearts that would otherwise remain closed. She listens without rushing to conclusions, seeks to understand before responding, and creates space for others to be authentically themselves. This rare ability to welcome without judging makes her a valued confidant and true friend, someone with whom others can share their deepest truths without fear of rejection or criticism. In her presence, people often discover parts of themselves they never knew existed. Finally, her strength in the face of adversity stands as the cornerstone of her essence, the foundation upon which all other qualities rest. She faces life's inevitable storms not with denial or avoidance of pain, but with clear-eyed acceptance of struggle, knowing that it is precisely through challenge that we grow stronger and wiser. This isn't stoic indifference, it's engaged resilience, the ability to feel deeply while not being controlled by those feelings. These characteristics aren't exclusive to Stoic women, they represent aspirations for all of us seeking to live with greater intention and depth. Yet in the Stoic woman, we find a living example of how to embody principles that have withstood the test of time and circumstance. Her life extends an invitation for reflection on our own journeys. How might we incorporate these qualities into our daily existence? Becoming perhaps a bit more stoic, a bit more centered in the process. If you're still with me at this point in our exploration, I invite you to leave your mark in the comments by simply writing, "I am Stoic." Let's continue our journey together. The importance of emotional control and self-sufficiency. Imagine walking along an unfamiliar trail, where each step reveals not only the breathtaking beauty of the landscape but also its hidden challenges and unexpected obstacles. Now, picture traversing this path with an internal compass, one that guides you steadily through both calm meadows and treacherous terrain with equal composure. This is the extraordinary power of emotional control and self-sufficiency, two fundamental pillars of Stoicism that women today are rediscovering and incorporating into their lives as profound sources of strength and inner serenity. Let's explore the journey of self-discovery that lies at the heart of Stoic practice. This path takes us to the deepest regions of our being, where we encounter our true values, far removed from the noise and expectations of the external world. For women who choose to embrace Stoic teachings, this journey resembles an adventure toward inner peace, a state of tranquility that remains unshaken even when life's most powerful storms rage around them. What would it feel like to possess such unwavering calm at your core? Picture yourself on an ordinary day, facing the relentless pressures of work deadlines, societal expectations, family responsibilities, and those countless small frustrations that can accumulate until they feel overwhelming. In precisely these moments, emotional control becomes your greatest ally, not as a means of suppressing your feelings, but as a way to engage with them consciously. This practice allows you to face challenging situations not as insurmountable obstacles but as opportunities to cultivate patience, understanding, and above all, resilience. It's as if, in the midst of chaos, you discover an oasis of calm within yourself, a sanctuary that no external circumstance can disturb. And what about self-sufficiency? This Stoic principle is often misunderstood. It's not about isolating yourself or proudly claiming that you need no one, quite the opposite. It's about recognizing your innate capacity to face challenges, make wise decisions, and find contentment within yourself without constantly depending on the approval or validation of others. This is true freedom, not freedom from connection, but freedom from unhealthy dependence, when you no longer outsource your sense of worth and happiness to factors beyond your control. You discover a wellspring of strength that was always there, waiting to be acknowledged. Historical figures like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius were not merely philosophers theorizing about abstract concepts. They were masters in the practical art of living well. Their words, filled with Stoic wisdom, resonate especially powerfully with women today who find themselves navigating complex social landscapes and multiple, often conflicting expectations. These ancient teachers show us the importance of living according to our own carefully considered values rather than blindly following the crowd. They inspire us to reflect deeply on our lives, to prioritize tranquility of mind over fleeting pleasures, and to seek the greater good not just for ourselves but for everyone in our sphere of influence. So how can we apply these timeless teachings in our modern lives? With all their unique complexities and challenges, it begins with small, deliberate steps. Each time we choose to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, each time we seek to understand before judging, we are practicing stoicism. With every such choice, we build our inner fortress, a protected space within that shields us from external storms and guides us toward a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. The truth is that the Stoic journey is not an easy one. It requires courage, discipline, and above all, radical honesty with oneself. There will be days when maintaining emotional equilibrium seems impossible, when self-sufficiency feels like a distant ideal rather than a lived reality. Yet for women who persevere on this path, the rewards prove invaluable: genuine serenity, unshakable strength, and a profound sense of being at peace with who you truly are. Regardless of what the world might say or demand, in this ongoing process of self-discovery, emotional control and self-sufficiency emerge not merely as philosophical concepts or practical tools, but as precious gifts that enable a life lived with purpose, authenticity, and remarkable fullness. The analogy of feminine personalities with nature. Imagine walking through a dense and mysterious forest, where around you life pulses in countless forms, each with its unique essence and purpose. In this rich tapestry of existence, you encounter different types of trees, each representing a distinct feminine personality that shapes our world in its own special way. There stand the imposing and robust ones that dominate the landscape, the alpha women. Natural leaders whose presence is as striking and commanding as that of great oaks reaching toward the sky. Their branches extend widely, creating spaces where others gather, while their roots run deep, anchoring in firmly against life's strongest winds. You can't help but notice them. They transform every environment they inhabit through sheer force of personality and vision. And then there are the more subtle and flexible ones, the beta women who, like graceful willows, adapt and flow with changing circumstances. They bend without breaking, supporting and enriching the environment around them with their remarkable grace and resilience. Their strength lies in their flexibility, in knowing when to yield and when to stand firm, creating harmony wherever they go. But as you continue your journey through this living metaphor, your eyes are drawn to a tree that stands out not for its towering height or exceptional flexibility, but for its calm and constant presence. This tree, firm, majestic, yet somehow understated in its dignity, embodies the Stoic woman. She is like an ancient sequoia, rare and powerful, with roots that reach so deep into the earth that no storm can uproot her. Unlike others in the forest, her strength doesn't come from dominating the landscape or conforming to external pressures, but from her unshakable connection to the essence of life itself and her own inner truth. The Stoic woman, like this remarkable tree, isn't immediately noticed by those whose glances remain superficial, for her true beauty and strength lie in the depth of her being rather than in outward display. She is like a tree that remains steadfast against the fiercest storms, not because she seeks the sunlight solely for herself, but because she understands that by staying true to her nature, she can offer shelter and shade to all who approach. Her presence serves as a silent reminder that at the center of all the forest's activity, all of life's turmoil and movement, there exists a point of tranquility and inner strength available to anyone willing to look deeply enough. In this forest metaphor, each type of feminine personality, whether alpha, beta, or stoic, plays a vital role in maintaining the diversity and balance of our collective ecosystem. Each brings unique gifts and perspectives that enrich our shared experience. However, the Stoic woman, like the distinctive tree she represents, teaches us a special lesson about the beauty of silent resilience and depth of character. She demonstrates that by standing firm in our values and truth, we can face adversity with remarkable grace while simultaneously creating a sanctuary of peace and wisdom for others. As you continue your imaginary walk through this forest of feminine archetypes, take a moment to reflect on the different strengths and beauties that each tree, each woman, brings to our world. And remember that amid the infinite diversity of nature, the quiet, resilient strength of the Stoic woman stands as a beacon of inspiration, guiding us through the forest of life with serenity and unwavering determination. Unveil the secrets of ancient wisdom to overcome the challenges of the 21st century in the ebook, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges. Discover how to cultivate resilience, achieve prosperity, and strengthen your relationships through time-tested Stoic principles adapted for contemporary life. Don't miss this opportunity to transform your approach to life's inevitable challenges. Secure your copy now. Stoic Resilience and Wisdom as Life Tools. When the image of Stoic women comes to mind, what do we see first? Perhaps it's their remarkable strength, but not the obvious, visible kind that demands attention. Instead, we perceive an internal force, a quiet power that resonates through every action and word they share with the world. Their presence doesn't announce itself with fanfare, yet somehow fills the room with an undeniable gravity that draws others toward their orbit. And speaking of words, these women use them with exceptional care and precision. Direct communication serves as their calling card in a world often drowning in unnecessary verbiage. Can you imagine conversations stripped of pretense and manipulation, where each sentence carries genuine weight and value? There's something profoundly refreshing about this approach, and simultaneously so necessary in our age of information overload and constant noise. When a Stoic woman speaks, people naturally lean in to listen, sensing that what follows will be worth hearing. But what makes this communication style so impactful? Perhaps it's the authentic confidence these women carry within themselves, not something they broadcast loudly or use to intimidate others, but rather a quiet certainty that manifests as a distinctive sparkle in their eyes, a posture that silently declares, "I know exactly who I am." This self-assurance doesn't depend on external praise or validation. It flows from a deep self-awareness of both their remarkable capabilities and their human limitations. They've done the internal work that most avoid, facing their shadows and embracing their light with equal honesty. And when life suddenly changes direction, as it inevitably will, their adaptability truly shines. While unexpected changes might destabilize many of us, Stoic women perceive these shifts as opportunities for growth and evolution. They move with life's current like a river finding its way around obstacles, always progressing forward without fighting against what cannot be changed. Have you noticed how much energy we waste resisting inevitable changes instead of flowing with them? This ability to adjust without losing their essential nature allows Stoic women to navigate life's complexities with remarkable grace. As we continue our exploration into the world of Stoic womanhood, we'll discover how their leadership emerges naturally from these core qualities, not from a desire to control others, but from living so authentically that people naturally wish to follow their example. We'll examine how they maintain boundaries while remaining deeply connected to those around them, and how they cultivate inner peace even amid external chaos. In our next section, we'll delve into practical applications of Stoic principles in modern life, how these ancient teachings can transform our relationships, career decisions, and response to life's inevitable challenges. You'll learn specific techniques for developing your own Stoic resilience and discover how to apply these powerful tools to whatever circumstances you currently face. Are you ready to continue this journey toward greater wisdom and inner strength? Let's explore how the Stoic path can transform not just how you respond to life's difficulties, but how you experience life itself. The Stoic woman's path, from inner strength to transformative leadership. As we've discovered, the Stoic woman possesses a remarkable inner strength that radiates through her every action. But how does this quiet power manifest in her daily interactions and shape her approach to life's challenges? Let's continue our exploration of these extraordinary individuals who navigate life's complexities with such remarkable grace. In the presence of a Stoic woman, people find themselves naturally drawn to her, not through any deliberate attempt to attract attention, but through the authentic integrity she embodies and the way she inspires others simply by being true to herself. This, my friends, is the essence of genuine leadership, the kind that motivates and transforms without imposing or demanding. It's leadership that emerges organically from character rather than from position or authority. Have you ever noticed how the most influential people in your life weren't necessarily those with impressive titles, but those whose very presence made you want to become better? There's also something undeniably enigmatic about these women, a quality that leaves you curious, wanting to understand the depths behind their serene exterior. This isn't a calculated mysteriousness designed to manipulate. Rather, it's the natural result of a rich inner life that doesn't need external validation to flourish. Stoic women possess an aura that invites us to wonder what lies behind their quiet strength, what wisdom they've cultivated through their journey of self-discovery. Like a book whose cover hints at profound stories within, they draw us in with the promise of deeper understanding. You will notice, too, that these women have little patience for gossip or trivial matters. Their focus remains steadfastly on building, creating, and nurturing what truly matters in life. This detachment from unimportant conversations isn't born from snobbery or disinterest in others, quite the opposite. It represents an invitation to elevate our discourse, to examine what genuinely deserves our precious attention and energy. In a world increasingly dominated by noise and distraction, their selective focus serves as a powerful reminder of how we might better direct our own mental resources. Judging others comes easily to most of us. Our brains are wired to make quick assessments based on limited information. Yet Stoic women consistently choose the more challenging path of understanding rather than judgment. They recognize that each person walks a unique journey filled with personal challenges and victories that remain largely invisible to others. This non-judgmental approach doesn't stem from indifference, but from a profound appreciation for the complexity of human experience. When you interact with such a woman, you feel seen and accepted rather than evaluated and categorized, a rare and precious gift in our assessment-heavy culture. And when life's inevitable storms arrive, as they do for everyone, the strength these women display is truly remarkable. Every adversity becomes an opportunity to strengthen resolve, deepen wisdom, and refine character. Their philosophy isn't centered on avoiding difficulties, an impossible task in any life fully lived, but on developing the capacity to rise after each fall with greater resilience and clarity. They understand intuitively what many of us learn only through painful experience, that our greatest growth often emerges from our greatest challenges. The balance between emotion and reason. There's a fundamental misunderstanding that many people harbor about Stoicism, particularly regarding women who embrace this philosophy. The common misconception suggests that being Stoic means being cold or emotionless, essentially shutting down one's feelings in favor of pure rationality. Nothing could be further from the truth. The balance between emotion and reason is a delicate art, and Stoic women are masterful artists in this respect. They understand that emotions aren't enemies to be suppressed or opponents to be defeated. They are valuable signals, messages from our deeper selves that, when properly interpreted, can guide us toward wiser paths and more authentic lives. The Stoic approach doesn't eliminate emotions, It integrates them into a broader framework of understanding and response. Imagine yourself confronting a particularly challenging situation, one of those moments that makes your heart race and your mind well with possibilities and concerns. The easiest response might be to surrender completely to the emotional wave washing over you, allowing it to dictate your actions without filter or consideration. But watch how the Stoic woman navigates this same turbulent water. She doesn't fight against the current of her feelings. She surfs it with remarkable emotional intelligence. She recognizes each emotion for exactly what it is. This tightness in my chest is anxiety, she might think, and here's a flutter of fear, perhaps mixed with a surprising pinch of excitement. Instead of pushing these feelings away or being overwhelmed by them, she acknowledges their presence with curiosity and respect. This acceptance, however, doesn't mean surrendering her agency to emotional impulses. It's more like saying, I see you, I feel you, and now, what can I learn from you? How can this emotional information help me make a better, more aligned decision in this moment? This is where reason enters the equation, not as an opponent to emotion, but as its partner in a beautiful dance of human consciousness. This partnership allows the Stoic woman to view situations from a broader, calmer perspective. Her decisions become more balanced, her actions more thoughtful and intentional. What she practices isn't a denial of her emotional reality, but a conscious integration of feelings into her thought process in a way that enriches her human experience rather than limiting it. This equilibrium brings with it an extraordinary clarity. When you can engage with your emotions while simultaneously applying logical consideration, decisions transform from reactive impulses into responsive choices. You're no longer at the mercy of emotional storms, but can navigate through them with a firm hand on the rudder, charting your course with both heart and mind fully engaged. Isn't this capability something we all aspire to in our most reflective moments? Far from practicing emotional suppression, Stoic women engage in a kind of emotional alchemy, transforming raw feelings into valuable allies by integrating them with reason. Each decision, each step taken becomes richer, more informed, and ultimately more authentically human. This approach reminds us that feeling deeply and thinking clearly aren't opposing forces, but complementary aspects of our humanity. In this balance, we discover not just the essence of Stoicism, but a key to living a fuller, more meaningful life in a complex world. Sustainability and minimalism, the Stoic approach to modern living. There's another defining characteristic of Stoic women that deserves our attention, their distinctive approach to the material world. Particularly through the lenses of sustainability and minimalism, it's as if they look at our consumption-driven society and quietly assert, less is more. And no, this isn't simply about owning fewer possessions, though that's certainly part of it. It's about a fundamental reorientation toward valuing what truly matters in life. Imagine for a moment the profound satisfaction that comes from living with just the essentials, knowing that each object you own, each choice you make has genuine purpose and meaning. This is minimalism as embodied by Stoic women. It transcends mere decluttering, though they excel at that too, to become a philosophical stance toward existence itself. It's about clearing life of excess, of the distractions and accumulations that so often pull us away from what is genuinely meaningful and fulfilling. This quest for simplicity extends far beyond household organization, influencing everything from daily decisions to major life choices. It shapes how they consume, work, relate to others, and connects with the natural world. In adopting a sustainable and minimalist lifestyle, Stoic women make a powerful statement in a culture that seems perpetually fixated on more, bigger, faster, newer. Their choices say, eloquently and without preaching, that every action counts, that every decision carries impact beyond the immediate moment of satisfaction. And this isn't just about reducing consumption or recycling. Important as those practices are, it reflects a deeper awareness of our place in the interconnected web of life, an understanding that we are part of something vastly larger than ourselves, and that our personal health and well-being are intrinsically linked to the health of our communities and our planet. Have you ever noticed how people who live with this awareness often seem to possess a certain groundedness, a sense of peace that those constantly chasing the next acquisition rarely achieve? Minimalism, with its laser focus on the essential, creates space, physical space, yes, but more importantly, mental and emotional space for what truly enriches life. By consciously choosing to live more simply, Stoic women discover more room for reflection, for meaningful connection, for the pursuits that bring genuine joy rather than momentary distraction. There's something truly remarkable about how removing material excess can reveal aspects of ourselves previously hidden beneath the clutter of things we thought we needed but that were actually weighing us down. This approach to life transcends physical space to become a matter of mental clarity and focus. By embracing minimalism and sustainable practices, Stoic women effectively redefine what it means to be wealthy in our time. True abundance, they demonstrate through their choices, isn't about possessing more but about being more present, more intentional, more aligned with one's deepest values. It's about creating a focused, purposeful life where each choice is made with full awareness of its value and impact. Both personally and collectively, what these remarkable women show us through their example is a way of living that somehow manages to be both ancient in its wisdom and urgently relevant to the challenges of our time. They invite us to ask ourselves, what is truly important? What actually deserves my limited time and energy? And they remind us that sometimes, to find these answers, we need to stop accumulating and start simplifying, creating space for what matters most to emerge and flourish in our lives. Female resilience in professional environments. At the heart of many Stoic women's lives lies a deep appreciation for sustainability and a genuine love for minimalism that extends far beyond aesthetic preference. But let's be clear about what this means in practice. When they embrace minimalism, it's not just about the popular "less is more" mantra. Though that certainly plays a part, it's about diving beneath the surface to discover the essence of things, choosing to live in a way where every possession, every action carries genuine meaning and purpose. This philosophy isn't confined to material possessions but permeates all aspects of their decision-making. Whether in personal relationships, professional endeavors, or even the seemingly simple act of consumption, what's truly fascinating is how this embrace of simplicity unlocks an extraordinary freedom. By clearing away the non-essential, they create space not just physically but mentally and emotionally, making life lighter yet paradoxically more fulfilling and rich in what truly matters. This minimalist and sustainable approach naturally extends into their professional lives, becoming a living expression of their philosophical values. It reflects a deep desire to live with intention, focusing precious energy on what genuinely deserves attention while letting go of the rest. Have you ever noticed how liberating it feels when you clear your desk of clutter before beginning an important project? This is that same principle, expanded to encompass an entire approach to life and work. When we shift our focus to professional environments, often defined by fierce competition, office politics, and rigid hierarchies, the Stoic woman stands out in remarkable ways. Not because she necessarily seeks the spotlight or strives to dominate conversations, but because her approach to work represents a quiet revolution against prevailing norms. She applies those same Stoic principles of focus, resilience, and simplicity that guide her personal life, concentrating primarily on her own performance and contributions rather than getting entangled in concerns about others' actions or judgments. This focused approach not only helps her navigate workplace complexities with enviable serenity, but also establishes her as a presence of substance and integrity. It's as if by maintaining her principles and directing her energy toward what she can genuinely control, her own work, her own responses, her own growth, she naturally rises to positions of authentic leadership. This isn't leadership achieved through political maneuvering or self-promotion, but leadership that fosters positive change, that inspires and motivates through consistent example. What's truly remarkable about these women is how, armed with stoic wisdom, they transform not only their own professional experience but positively influence the environments they inhabit. Whether through sustainable choices that quietly challenge prevailing consumption patterns or through their resilient, focused approach to challenges, they demonstrate that living according to Stoic principles isn't just personally beneficial. It's transformative for communities and organizations as well. If you've stayed with me this far, I know you're genuinely committed to your own evolution and growth. I invite you to leave strength and resilience in the comments below as a signal of your dedication to this path. Now, let's continue our exploration of the Stoic woman's journey. Commitment to personal growth and continuous development. At the very heart of the Stoic woman's philosophy beats an unwavering commitment to personal growth and continuous development. But what does this actually mean in day-to-day practice? Let's explore this crucial aspect together. Imagine someone who approaches each day with the courage to truly see herself, not just the flattering angles or comfortable truths, but the complete picture. Picture a person who looks into the mirror not merely to adjust her appearance, but to engage in honest self-reflection, always seeking ways to evolve beyond yesterday's version of herself. This is the essence of the Stoic woman's dedication to continuous improvement, a commitment not made once but renewed with each sunrise. She doesn't view personal growth as a destination to reach or an achievement to complete, but as an endless journey, a path that unfolds through consistent, intentional walking. For her, each day presents a fresh opportunity to learn something new, to stretch beyond comfortable limitations, to reach toward a slightly wiser, more resilient, and more integrated version of herself. The question that guides her isn't, "Am I good enough?" but rather, "How might I become better today than I was yesterday?" Continuous learning for the Stoic woman transcends mere acquisition of knowledge or skills. Important as those may be, it's about deepening her understanding of herself, the world around her, and how her actions can positively influence both. She approaches life with the humility of a perpetual student, recognizing that wisdom often comes from unexpected sources and that every person she encounters may have something valuable to teach her if she remains open to the lesson. Perhaps most striking is how she perceives life's inevitable challenges. That promotion that didn't materialize, the project that failed despite her best efforts, those moments of doubt and uncertainty that visit every human life. She views each of these not as evidence of personal inadequacy or cruel fate, but as invaluable opportunities for growth. Every setback becomes fuel for her development, every mistake a chance to refine her understanding and approach. The Stoic woman intuitively understands what many spend lifetimes learning, that the path to character excellence isn't paved solely with resounding successes but also with small victories, painful lessons, and the courage to rise after each fall. She knows that resilience isn't built through comfort but through challenge met with presence and determination. And in this ongoing process of self-refinement, she isn't just strengthening herself, she's also contributing more meaningfully to her community and the wider world. By committing to becoming the best version of herself, she naturally becomes a source of inspiration to others, a living example of how to face life with grace, courage, and that distinctive Stoic wisdom that has guided thoughtful individuals for thousands of years. Her journey reminds us that personal growth isn't selfish, but perhaps the most generous gift we can offer to those around us. The gift of our own continuous evolution toward greater wisdom, compassion, and strength. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Stoic woman's path. If you found value in these insights, please subscribe to our channel and continue this journey with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of Stoic wisdom resonates most deeply with you? How might you incorporate these principles into your own life? Share your reflections and join our community of seekers committed to living with greater purpose and resilience. Until next time, embrace the strength that comes from within and carry gratitude in your heart for each opportunity to grow.